So let's talk about how you can cleanse your house with smudging. Now, smudging usually just means that you are energetically cleansing a space using some sort of smoke. So as we know, there are many different kinds of things we can burn that will smoke, that will clean spaces. A lot of people tend to gravitate towards sage first. It's kind of the most common, popular, well-known one. However, that is a Native American traditional practice that is very sacred to that culture. So, be very mindful and respectful if that is something that you are choosing to use, and also make sure that whatever one of these modalities that you choose to use in order to smudge, that it's responsibly resourced, because with the popularity of spirituality these days, a lot of things are kind of getting over harvested, and we want to be really careful, mindful about our resources. So sage is one. Another one too, you can use Palo Santo. Some people use frankincense. Some people use rosemary. A lot of people will bundle a lot of different herbs together and make their own little smudge bundles. So there's a lot of different options to choose from. Pick the one that feels best to you. Now, whatever you've chosen to smudge with, I think the important thing is to know kind of the pattern or how you do it, because people just say, oh yeah, just smudge or energetically clean your space. And people are like, yeah, okay, but what does that mean? I've never done that before. So here's what you want to do. You want to start in one spot in your house. You want to smudge every single room, bathrooms included, kitchen too, because it's sort of like if somebody just, blows a lot of mud and dirt all over the inside of your house, you're not just going to clean one area, right? You're going to clean all of the areas. So if you think about smudging like that, it's sort of like house cleaning, but energetically. So you want to make sure you get every space in your house. So start with one room, pick whatever room it is that you want. And what you want to do is I kind of usually start in the middle and kind of get the smoke going a little bit. Usually I have something in like an abalone shell or, cauldron, and I will either waft with my hand or I'll have a feather or something that I do to kind of get the smoke there. Be careful if you are holding a smudge stick just around the house like this, because embers and things will fly off and you don't want to miss something. You don't want to burn yourself or your carpet or your dog or whatever it is. So just make sure, because you are working with the fire element, you need to be safe when you're doing that. The proper thing to do is I will waft the smoke kind of just gently along all of the walls. The other thing that's important is you want to make sure you get the corners, because there's a lot of stagnant energy that sits in corners. And think about your house. Most of the things in the rooms are happening in the middle. The corners are where all the dust bunnies collect and all the things fall behind dressers and stuff that you never see again, right? So if you have physical dirt there, it makes sense that you would have energetic dirt there. So you want to make sure you get the corners. Usually when I also will do the ceiling, and what I do is I usually tend to make an infinity symbol on the ceiling to kind of raise the power and vibration of that room as I'm smudging it. You can do that if you want. You don't have to. It's up to you, whatever feels comfortable. Another thing I think that's important to mention is if you are smudging your home or your apartment or whatever it is you want to hit the windows and you want to hit the doors, because these are entry and exit points. You can open the window and the air flows in just as easily as the air flows out, right? And so that means energetic things can come in that direction. Same with the front door. People are bringing energy in when they come in, and things can just, fly. I mean, we've all had bugs and stuff in the house. And you're like, how did this thing get in there? Yeah, it came in through a doorway, right? So, or an open window. So these are also important points to make sure that you cleanse. And I think sometimes people forget that too. They just think, I'm going to get the walls, or I'm going to get the room. But make sure you get the doors and windows. There's a couple ways you can do this. For me, if I'm doing a window, my process is I usually will kind of outline the window with the smudge, right? And then I will usually draw a protective symbol or sigil in the middle of the window. For me, I like to do a banishing pentagram. It's always worked very well for me, but if that's not your jam, pick another symbol that you like. If you want to create your own symbol for you, that's your own special protective symbol for your house or your apartment, you can do that as well. But I really like to make sure that that window is very buffered against anything that's going to come up and fly against it. I want to keep everything out. The other thing is you want to go around the doorways. So I'll do the same thing. I kind of go around the doorway like this, and I will also on the middle of the doorway do another banishing pentagram. So that's definitely an option. You can do something like that on the door as well. Some people too, when they're done smudging, there are protective house oils or just protective oils in general. You can go along the doorways and windows with those as well. And you can also do sigils wherever you want on doors or windowsills or, things like that. So that's another option for cleansing too, if you want to kind of take it one step further. Or if you would prefer to do that over smudging the doors and the windows. The other places that you want to be really careful to get into is you want to make sure you get the hallways, right? Because things go, people and energy moves up and down that hallway all the time. So just because it's not an actual room doesn't mean that it doesn't need attention. So that's another place. Also too, when you're in the bathroom, smudging the bathroom, make sure you kind of like move the shower curtain back and get in there too, because people are in the shower. If it's an open space, energy of any kind can flow in there. So make sure that even though if it seems kind of weird, like, oh, why would I need to smudge the shower? You never know, right? Get everything. The last thing that's really important, I think, that you should hit is you should always hit the closets. This was something that was kind of made aware to me recently when somebody was having a problem, and I kind of tapped in psychically to their space, and I was like, something's in your closet, because they said, I've saged my house and everything seems okay, but I just feel like there's still something in here. I just don't know where it is, because they weren't feeling it when they were moving around the normal areas. And so I just got this impression. I was like, yeah, it's in your closet, man. You got to sage your closet. And they go, oh my God, I didn't do that. And they go, I normally do that, but I didn't do it this time. I was like, yeah, you want to hit the closet. So make sure you hit the closet, people, because you never know who's hiding in there, right? And you don't want to clean your whole house out and have just that thing sitting in there waiting, for the energy to slowly slip back enough to where it can come out into your personal space. So those are some tips and some things and kind of how you would sage your space, because I know a lot of people really don't know, or they've never done it before. They want to try it out. And the other thing I would say about that is that you want to use it like you clean your house, right? If you clean your house every Saturday, sage or use some frankincense or use some rosemary, right? Smudge your space. Also too, when you clean too, or when you move or when you paint, when you're moving stuff around in your house, it's also going to disrupt and dislodge energy, right? And so it's going to change stuff. So it's always good to do a thorough cleaning at that time, energetic wise, just to make sure that your space is clean and it didn't disrupt any weird energy that's now running around, right? So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. But until next time, thank you so much for watching and have an absolutely beautiful day.